Do this for barbershop niggas in the plaza catching asthma. Upstairs, switch like a chameleon and Brazilian. Stash the cash, only the children lead a building. Niggas see they be folding like envelopes under pressure. Africans denying niggas up in yellow cabs. Incarcerated Scarfaces. Raekwon shit, people. Good morning. Welcome back to the Sorry It's True podcast. It's your boy ARP. How's everybody doing this morning? How y'all feeling? 6 a.m. on the dot. We are here. We got a lot to go over today, man. I wouldn't be surprised if today's stream runs anywhere from, let me try to guess, 1 hour to 1:30-ish. It's a broad range. I'm going to guess an hour 20. That's going to be my guess. The topics that we got to hit today, people, it remains a very, very critical moment in the Diddy trial. So we're going to make sure that we got the updates from yesterday. I believe that the prosecution rested their case. Y'all know what that means, right? Yeah, we wrapping things up, people. We are wrapping things up. So it's going to be a much shorter summary from yesterday, but we're going to check out what happened in court yesterday. What else do we have? I got some updates to get into. Nice edited video. It's not too long in regards to Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Beyonce. I want us to check that out. And then, of course, y'all see the title, Aye Verb Day 7. He will never solicit anything. After I get into the theme of what that title means, I want to have a very, very serious conversation. That's not a troll. A very, very serious conversation with the chat. What else do we got? I owe y'all Antonio Brown and Joey Badass. We're going to touch on that real quick, too. So overall, yeah, we got a bunch of stuff to go over today. We're going to have some fun. Has everybody been in the loop? Has everybody been keeping up? Are you guys enjoying the streams? All right, because I'm ready to work. I walked down here, and it was cold as hell. Let me tell y'all something about myself, man. I hate the cold. I can go on a expensive ass vacation, lay up on the beach. If that water's too cold, I'm not touching it. People be like, damn, you went and took a beach vacation and didn't even swim? Nope. Not getting in the water. I can't do it, man. I hate cold. I can't do cold showers. Even in the summer, man, I got thick blankets on my bed. I can't sleep cold, nothing. But I done messed around and let the AC run a little bit too crazy last night. And here I am now in this particular room, and it's free. This is the first time. Look, y'all never see me have the heat on or the fire on during the summer. So pardon me if I got to get up a little bit later because that thing gets real hot behind me. So pardon if I got to get up and turn that off later on. But I hate the cold, man. I just can't do it. I'd be scared of cold vacations, all types of shit. I just can't. I can't. All right. Who's ready to get to work? Y'all ready to start? Let me take a look at the quick chat, and then we're going to run. I got Big Yellow, our member in the building. Good morning, my guy. I got Sincerely Tiff Marie, our member in the building. Rizzle is here. Shout out to all the members. Kelson is here. Members around. Kai's here. Great rise in my G. Shout out to the chat. Yes. What we got here? Mr. Hall is in the building. He's checking in from Memphis. Kamisha is in here. Grand rising to the chat. We got members on deck, man. Between Rounds TV is here. Okay. I got Sean in the building with me. He's got his coffee. All right. I got Craig here. Good morning. Likewise, G. We got members in the... I didn't see any mods. What's going on with the mods? Mods asleep? Mods asleep. This is why I say, man. How many mods does a growing podcast need? Anywhere from 10 to 20? Or is it like 20 to 40? I don't know. Where's the mods at? I don't know what's wrong with y'all. But we're going to work. We got to go. This is a loving environment. Okay. So we still good. All right, let's kick things off. We got Diddy to start with and make sure we all up to speed with. Let me go here on the small screen. Day 29, yesterday. Special Agent Joseph Saricilo returned to the stand as the defense resumed cross-examination. Tina Gallegos pointed out things the government spreadsheet does not include, including planning text messages between Jane and the escorts and texts between Jane and Combs. And Jane and escorts talking about how much they enjoyed recent encounters. Okay. You know what's bugged out about this, people? Diddy's team is so big and so significant. He's even got lawyers on deck and people that have been a part of his whole team. You haven't seen them speak. They weren't there to necessarily do cross examination, or they're not going to be there for closing statement. I believe he has a lawyer that he hired that's been sitting in court alongside him the entire trial, just for the possible appeal process. So that's the person that takes records of like the objections that happen. Defense or prosecution objects to something, then later on you feel like maybe a conviction came down that was a little bit unjust and may have been altered by an objection over here, something that was inaccurate over there. Oh yeah, we call for a mistrial at this time. Somebody that's an appeal expert. All right. And now that we're getting close to the end of the trial, you see people's, I guess, strengths, right? People are paying attention to them. Like, who is going to deliver the closing argument? I saw on Law and Crimes an interesting take that they believe closing arguments from Diddy's side will either be Teeny Gallegos, the person that we just read, or it'll be Brian Steele. And their take was that Brian Steele is more so he's got the swag, he's got the good delivery. Like, he could be a rapper, right? Like, he's gonna get up there and make you connect with what he's saying. He feels more personal. You feel like you could just have a general conversation with him and you could align with him, right? That's a person's appeal and attraction, and that's a great thing in court. And then you got somebody like Teeny Gallegos. I think the strengths of her, and they didn't say this on Law and Crime, but in my opinion, she's a woman. She is a woman. There's a lot of this that's centered around women as it pertains to this Diddy trial. And the fact that a woman can get up there and give a strong, pit bullish closing statement and talk about these other women were being consentful and they were just money grabbing and they're disgruntled and Cassie is this and Jane is that, right? And you have a woman deliver that. It hits a little bit different. So, believe it or not, the closing arguments, I believe, can and would be make or break. Shit, they damn near always are, right? It's your chance to leave that last impression. It's the lawyer's third round. Real talk. It's their third round. So we'll see. Me personally, if I as much as we all like Brian Steele, especially after watching how he performed in the YSL trial, my vote would be for Tina Gallegos. That's who I would go with. I think she's strong. I think she's solid. I think she's experienced as shit. Her reputation precedes herself, and she's a woman. That's who I would go with. But we shall see. All right. The government rested its case in chief. The defense argued motion for a judgment of acquittal. They went for an acquittal yesterday. I didn't even hear that hit any headlines. Wow. Okay. The judge reserved ruling. Combs declined to testify, but took the opportunity to thank the judge. He practically jumped out of his seat as the judge called on him to discuss whether he would testify. "I'm feeling great, Your Honor," he said when asked how he was feeling. He added, "I've been wanting to tell you, thank you. You're doing an excellent job." When asked if he had discussed his decision with his attorneys, he responded, "Yes, thoroughly." When asked if he was choosing not to testify, Combs responded, "That is my decision, Your Honor." Very good. Very good. This is Diddy, and I expect nothing less. The charismatic, come across as harmless, nice guy, put that gravitational pull out there, not with just his celebrity, but with his charm, right? You see some of these defenders sometimes, no, yes. You speak to your attorney, yeah. You going to testify? No. And then you see how that winds up for them. I don't care how much somebody is there to do a job. The jurors and the judge are human beings. They're going to present that, yeah, we are following the letter to the law, to the T. That's cool. But they still have their personal little thoughts in their mind, their little emotions, their own life experience that might tweak a nerve. You don't know if somebody on that juror or that jury feels a way about, like, let's say, women getting taken advantage of. Maybe they have a personal experience with somebody in their family that they're not going to put that down on the sheet when they're initially interviewing to be a part of the jury, right? They're all humans, right? And Diddy to not get up there and when he's called upon, when he finally gets his chance to say something to the judge, what does he say? "Thank you. You're doing a great job." In that little moment, he's trying to be friends with the judge. I would too, right? That's not a stupid play. It's a smart as fuck play. Be charismatic, be nice, be courteous. These people you need on your side as much as possible. You need them to not dislike you as much as possible. So good job there by Diddy. I'm pretty sure he was itching for that. They say he jumped up out of his chair for that moment, right? Okay. When the judge reminded him that it was his decision alone to make, Combs added that it's solely my decision. Then paused and added, that is my decision with my lawyers. It's my decision, but I consulted these motherfuckers. They better be right about his choice not to take the stand. And we're going to see how it all plays out. We're going to see. The defense rested after presenting a case that lasted roughly 20 minutes and consisted of more loving text between Cassie Ventura and Combs and a stipulation concerning witnesses who made late or last minute allegations against Combs. I wonder, this is going to be a quick subtopic, and some of y'all might even tie this into Aye Verb, this question that I'm about to ask y'all. Ever since Dr. God sat in my fucking chair, maybe that's what I need to do right there. Some of y'all might tie this into the Aye Verb topic. I think early on in the smartphone era, one thing, yeah, it's definitely going to be a side topic. One thing that most of people were against was the invasion of privacy or bringing things that are private out into the public. I have a thing against it as well. We got into the screenshot era. We got into the recording era. We got into the expose era. It just came with technology. Okay. This person is lying. This person's text message is not true. That's not what that person said. This is the type of thing that's been used in court. It's been used in business deals. It's been used in people clearing their names. It's been used in people protecting their integrity. It's been used in people saving their freedom and hell, dare I say, even saving their lives. Okay. Now I know people do things accidentally or indirectly. Your phone might be set, for example, just to like save your pictures or your videos to the cloud, right? But text messages and emails and some of this stuff is kept purposefully. And let's be honest, you have a lot of relationships where two things can be true. You can be in love with somebody. You could want to be with somebody, yet you could still not have to trust them on 10. On 10. What big comedian was it? I think it was Chris Rock. It was a comedian that was doing a segment about relationships, and he was like, people are protecting themselves from a divorce from the moment that they get married. And he said people save text messages knowing that or thinking that one day I might have to go to, like, let's say marital court, or I might have to go to a custody battle, and I want to show how this guy beat on me, or I want to show how this woman was always threatening me or cheating on me. You know what I'm saying? And these are things that people save over time. They won't always say it, but people save things to protect themselves. And where would Diddy be without some of these text messages between him and Cassie? I'll tell you this, he'd be in a way worse situation, bare minimum. So whether you're saving it purposefully, like, I got to protect myself. I love this person. I want to be with this person, but you just never know. You know, nothing lasts forever. She might just only be here because I'm a billionaire. So let me say this. Now, I know these freak offs ain't the greatest thing in the world that I'm doing. Let me save these text messages and see, like, if she ever turns on me one day. I got these videos. Now, when he dangles this stuff over people's heads, he calls his assistant in the room and be like, yeah, I just want to let you know. Look at this little clip from last night's party. Yeah, I see you. Anyway, have a good day. That's like a threat. You're dangling something over somebody's head. But when you don't trust somebody in the last 15 years of era, so to speak, it's common. It's common. And people protect their freedom, their business, and their integrity by doing so. So where would he be without these text messages? And they made sure that they brought him out as they closed. Once again, loving text messages between Diddy and Cassie. Not a mistake at all. Okay, Brianna, in a meeting with prosecutors and law enforcement before the trial, She did not say that Combs once allegedly told her that he could kill her. During Rashad, in her first 4 of 7 meetings with the government, she did not say Combs allegedly threatened her by saying where he comes from. People go missing if they say things. That's a good spin. Where I come from, people go missing for talking the type of shit that you talking. I was just telling you where I'm from. That wasn't a threat. All right. And then we go to Mia. In her first 3 of 31 meetings with law enforcement, she did not say that Combs initiated sexual contact with her. Capricorn, this is a summary of a bunch of witnesses and things that they said. Capricorn Clark, her testimony was very, very damaging and very strong as well. Notes from her first 11 of 13 meetings with law enforcement do not reflect Clark stating that she called Lauren London while in Combs' car outside of Scott Muscuddy's house in December of 2011. That's the Kid Cudi situation. Okay. Combs declined to testify, whatever that is, that legal terminology, in which he thanked the judge for doing an excellent job and tried to hedge on whose decision it was not to testify, his alone or a choice he made with his attorneys. The judge reserved ruling on the defense's motion for judgment of acquittal on all final 5 counts. As for the sex trafficking counts related to Cassie Ventura, Jane, and Alexandra Shapiro argued there was insufficient evidence of mens rea. What is that? Showing Combs knew of a disregarded or disregarded their aversion of having sex with other men. Saying to the contrary, they gave him plenty of reasons to believe they were willing participants who enjoyed the so-called freak-offs or hotel nights. Yeah. I'm gonna change it maybe as we get closer and closer. You're supposed to pay attention to what's happening. It's little small updates, and I'm gonna continue to lean one way or another more and more. But right now, as I stand, I'm only gonna give him a 25% chance of getting off. Now that's big. That's a big number. Some people walk in there into court with all types of major evidence against them, and they would love to have 25%. They know sometimes they walk in on like it's over. Like I'm not even here to fight. Just like what type of plea agreement or plea deal can I get? I'm giving them 25%. I think there's a lot of holes in the prosecution. I think the overall tone is still that this is a lot tied to this man's just personal business. I'll tell you this. This absolutely is the first time, and it will remain in people's minds for court history or for legal history going forward, of how much someone's sex life, even if they are breaking laws in the midst of it, can be looked at damn near at a mafia level. We are so used to RICO-based charges having to do with way more murderous type of crimes and control efforts that impact businesses and like real mafia type shit. This is a RICO that we have seen centered around sex trafficking, but still most of the evidence seemed to feel that it was about Diddy's lifestyle, and he just happened to be breaking laws in the midst of it, right? So this is going to be a first. This is definitely a first. I give him 25% because of the holes, because of all the consent, because of some of the gains that the alleged witnesses incurred, some of the lies that some of them recorded. And they beat up people like Dawn Rashad, for example. She got beat up bad up there. But at the end of the day, there are some black and white letter of the law things that happen, crossing state lines and paying people for sex, right? And I don't know how he's going to get around some of those. I just don't. There's other ones that are gray, some of these charges. But I give him 25%. All right, 25%, and we'll see. Okay. Let's move on from Diddy. I told y'all it's happening now. Give me a second. That joint moved real quick. I ain't gonna lie to you. Mish is in the building. What's good, girl? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Yeah, before I transition, real quick. One's in the chat if Diddy is going to get off. Two's in the chat if Diddy is about to get convicted. 1 is good for him. 2 is bad for him. What do y'all got? What do y'all got? What do y'all got in the chat? 1s and 2s. 2 is bad for him. Okay. I got all 2s. I'm gonna bring up on the screen the 1s. Okay, Sean got a 1. Here's another 1. It's mostly 2s. That's why I'm only bringing up the 1s. It's mostly 2s. I ain't gonna lie to you. Free money in the chat put up a whole bunch of 1s. You think it's that good for him that he's getting off? I don't know what trial you've been watching, homie. Either that or I've been doing a poor job covering it. Salute to you, G. All right. Here goes the first. I see this one in the chat, 1.5. Okay. 1.5. Okay. All right. Shout out to the chat. I appreciate y'all. Oh, wait. I got to pull up. I like this one from my member. Unsure. Sincerely, Tiff Marie put unsure. McChilson got, I'm not sure, emoji. Interesting. Okay. All right. We're gonna it's a critical watch for him this week. We're gonna see. I don't get a chance to go live too much in the afternoon, but if this is if we hone in on the day, similar like to what happened with Young Thug, we was like, we are sitting there in court and we're waiting for the verdict to come out. And we know for sure it's about to happen in a span of like hours. I might cut the stream on and get here for that, because we literally have covered it since it started. I'm proud of us for that. There's a couple of topics from the Sorry Is True podcast that we have stayed with from beginning to end. And that's a lot of work. That's a lot of research. That's a lot of coverage. Sometimes we get bored. Sometimes things get redundant, but it's part of the job. Shout out to the Checks and Balances chat on that one as well. Diddy is one. The Kendrick and the Drake beef is one. The Drake and the UMG one is one that we're doing. These are things that are dormant. Some of them go dormant based on where they're at in the case. The Little Dirt case is one. The Big U case is one. Now the Tyler Perry case is one that we're bringing in. And so I'm proud that we spend the time and continue to stay on top of these. That's called doing your due diligence. That's not just jumping on something because it hit headlines. That's staying with it, whether it's boring, whether it's fireworks, but completion and being entrenched in it. So this Diddy one is a trial that I'm proud that we covered from beginning to end. So, but we still got to close the deal. Damn, that sounds so non-sensitive. I don't want to come off like that. All right, let's move on. We got a short video here from What's the Dirt. Shout out to What's the Dirt. I know he pops into our chat every once in a while because he's a very, very big battle rap fan. He is a hip hop historian. What's the Dirt? I did see that you had some controversy around you. And if you notice, I didn't jump out the window. I pulled up one of your videos one day and my whole chat started saying, ARP, chill with him. And I didn't jump out the window. I went and did a little bit of looking around, and I'm going to stay neutral, right? And I ain't disrespect either side. So shout out to you and shout out to, I'm staying out of it. I don't know what's going on with all y'all, all right? Seems to be old news. I'm leaving it alone. I didn't cover it. I left it alone. But shout out to What's the Dirt. I think that What's the Dirt, along with Trap Lord Ross, is probably some of the best editors in the hip-hop space, all right? But he's got a short video put together. Kanye West is dead to Jay-Z and Beyonce. I thought this might be a quick, interesting watch for us. Let's check it out.
Kanye West and Jay-Z's relationship is 100% over. Throughout the years, their relationship went through a lot of turmoil, but it always seemed strong enough to the point where it was repairable. However, Kanye eventually took it beyond that ever happening again. As you know, Ye has been all over the map when it comes to his online existence, and out of anything that he's really said or done throughout his career, 2025 is really when we saw the worst of it. The moment that Elon Musk created a platform where essentially anything goes, Ye realized he can now spew hate freely with little to no repercussions. And that is exactly what he's been doing. We've seen everything from praising the funny mustache man to even going as far to praise him in his music, claiming to be a Nazi, selling swastika merch, and of course celebrities or old friends of his were not off limits either, as he hurled countless insults at everyone from Drake to Kendrick to Tyler the Creator and even Jay-Z. But what
I'm so glad that Pusha T, man, I'm buying his album 3 times. Oh, the Clips album that's on the way. I'm so glad that did I say Jay-Z? I meant Pusha T. I'm so glad that Pusha T took such a strong position against Kanye West because I'm pretty sure there's other people in the world that have been around him, that have co-signed him at some times, that obviously see the disgusting things that Kanye West has been doing over like the last how many years or whatever. And it just moved to the side. And there's nothing wrong with that. You keep it quiet, you keep it regular. But when confronted about it publicly, Clips didn't try to maintain no bridge. He didn't try to he put his full credibility and his himself as a man and what he represents right on Front Street publicly and said, nah, me and him is not the same. I'm cool. There's no more relationship there. I respect it. I respect it.
What he said to Jay-Z just, it crossed the line. On March 19th, Kanye posted one of the most disgusting tweets of all time where he spoke on Jay-Z's children. Wait, has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? They're our word. No, like literally, this is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having our word children is a choice. At least Jay-Z and Beyonce get to raise their our word ass kids. There's no coming back from this.
Shout out the chat on this one says, why everybody hate him? Kanye? Are you asking why everybody hates Kanye? Okay. Where do you want me to start? Hey, man, I'm going to assume that you have, at least on this channel, come hang out with us a little bit more. We're not a Kanye hate inspired channel, but we do highlight why or who he is. I should say that's a better way of saying it. We highlight very much so who Kanye West is. It's not just so, oh, the host of the Sorry Is True podcast has this personal thing about Kanye West. I show you guys. And we've shown a lot. So come hang out with us, man. But to ask why everybody hates if you're talking about Kanye, yeah, there's a lot of catching up you got to do, homie. But we got you if so.
Shortly after, Ye would remove the tweet, and it seemed he was trying to explain why he said it or where his frustrations were coming from. I love Jay-Z, and I do feel bad. I always felt like the black sheep. Like, I wanted family in this music shit. I felt like both him and his wife could have helped me have more leverage with my kids, so fuck both of them, because when I needed them, it was fuck me. Kanye has this thing where he feels like he can do and say anything he wants, and certain people in his life automatically they gotta back him up. That's just how it is. And it was just 2 days later where news broke that Beyonce and Jay-Z were absolutely disgusted by Ye's vulgar and offensive tweets, and that they may pursue legal action. Those two twins are only 7 years old. Like, there's no reason to bring them up. One of the things that Ye continuously brought up was the fact that Kim had cut him off from seeing his children, and by all accounts, this did seem illegal because they did have joint custody. However, as much as I dislike everything about the Kardashian family, a mother's instincts are gonna kick in if she feels like her children are being thrown into a toxic environment. You drop your kids off in the morning, right? Okay, spend some time with dad. I'll pick you up in 12 hours. You pick them up 12 hours later and they're in the backseat chanting Heil Hitler. So Kanye felt like all these celebrities like Jay-Z and Beyonce should have been going to bat for him, should have been defending him and his right to see his children. But Jay-Z and Beyonce aren't going to do that because they're parents of their own. They understand Kim's perspective. They know how volatile Kanye is. They're not going to stick their necks out on the line for someone who's acting this way. No one is. The reason why Kanye is in the situation that he's in is because of his own actions. I'm sure if Kim took the kids away for no reason whatsoever, or for something that wasn't entirely warranted, maybe some celebrities would come forward and speak out, but that's not the case. And I believe Jay-Z just made it clear that this is no longer repairable. Beyonce is now riding the success of her previous album, and while on the Cowboy Carter tour in Paris, Hove took to the stage for a surprise performance, and he changed the lyrics of In Paris. Look, I get it, you're in Paris, like you kind of got to perform that record, but I find like the lyric change to be really corny and fucking lame, considering he wouldn't have that record if it wasn't for Ye. Again! Let's go! Which is pretty sad because out of everything that they've done throughout.
Hey, what's the dirt? I got to get you on that one, man. How dare you say that Jay-Z was lame for taking out Kanye's name in a song? We gotta remember, people. We must evolve with the actions of others. I'll give y'all a quick battle rap story, for example, because I've actually lived this. I remember one time me and Show Off had a argument over Boom. This was before a lot of the stuff was pouring in, but it was early on after the K battle, right? And in the midst of like our conversation, he mentioned something about you still got Boom's videos on your channel. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not trying to erase what ARP and Boom were, which was friends, right? And how supportive I was of that young man. I was the guy, I was there with him, in jail, in prison on Christmas Eve. I was the guy collecting money at the door of our events and putting it on his books. I was the guy tapping in with his family. My actions behind seeing that young man lose his freedom, I was extremely supportive of the man. And I held him down the way that I would want somebody to hold me down. Right. I never tried to erase that. I've had issues, and I don't have an issue with Boom. I had issues with battlers, and it doesn't mean I'm taking down that. I'm not trying to erase the past or any magic or classic moments that we created, but things will change in the past and it'll make you evolve. People have fall ins, fall outs, and if you've disrespected my children, if I still am tied to this song, if this is still one of my favorite songs that I've created, if I've still made chart topping stats with this song, yeah, we did it together. But when I get to saying your name, I have this core principle in me that doesn't allow me to like shout you out because you disrespected my children and you've berated me online with all this crazy stuff, and we're no longer the same. We're no longer brothers. We haven't spoken for 10 years. I don't fuck with you. And even though we shared this moment right here, I'm not carrying that piece. I'm carrying my tie to it, if that makes sense. All right. So I disagree with what's the dirt right there. It doesn't make Jay-Z lame for switching the lyric. It makes him evolved from his prior relationship with the guy while still holding on to a piece of the magic that he created. There's a difference.
Time. I think at one point Jay-Z really needed Kanye in his corner and vice versa. But now it's at the point where Kanye needs Jay-Z far more than he'll ever need Ye, and that bridge has been burned because of the disgusting comments about his kids. Now, recently, Kanye seems like he's trying to backtrack on his anti-Semitic remarks. Ye took to Twitter claiming that he was done with anti-Semitism, saying that he loves all people and asked God to forgive him for the pain that he caused. But again, the damage had been done. And I think he's only doing this because all that hate that he was spewing, like that rollout he was on, it wasn't working. If anyone understands that controversy sells, it's Kanye West, as he made this the prime source of promoting his work. Every time he did or said something crazy, it always correlated to more success. But now it's at the point where nobody is ever surprised with anything that comes out of his mouth, and it's hardly even news anymore. He literally oversaturated his own marketing strategy to the point where we don't care about what he's saying. All you got to do is look on YouTube. Nobody is talking about Ye because he doesn't pull in traffic anymore. Years ago, Kanye would at least say something that we thought he believed in, but now it seems like he's just saying and doing things for the theatrics of it to farm engagement. His new music is hardly talked about at all, and it's because the general public has had enough. I'm 99.9% confident that if all the bullshit that he's been doing correlated to actual interest in his new music, he would probably still be on Twitter right now spewing hate, but he's seeing in real time that it's not working anymore. Like I said, he's oversaturated his own voice to the point where anything that he says has no merit. Like, we literally don't care. You're just saying shit. Jay-Z is doing just fine without Ye. He's a grown-ass man with a family of his own. He seems content with his accomplishments in life, and as many passes as he gave Ye over the years to keep that friendship alive, this time Ye crossed the line. I don't know what Ye could do possibly to salvage that friendship after saying that shit. Maybe if he 100% dedicated his life to his mental health, took medication, took his illness seriously, maybe, but who knows?
Yeah.
Children.
I
But
guess I
Jay-Z,
guess I'll ask the chat real quick. If you are Jay-Z, let me go here. Why not? Just yes or no's in the chat, people. If you are Jay-Z, can Kanye West ever come back into your life as a friend? Not just for the stuff that Kanye West has done directly towards Jay-Z, but also the stuff that Kanye West has shown that that's the man that he is, period. You still have to look at this person will bring whatever energy is into my circle, into my family, into my life, right? If you're Jay-Z, will you ever bring Kanye West back into your life as a friend? No, no, nah, no, no, absolutely not. No, no. I'm not seeing a single yes yet. Never. I will if I see a yes, I will stop and we will chop it real quick. Hell no. I'm not seeing a single yes. Let me be quiet because somebody gonna fuck around and put a yes now just to troll. And here it is. Rose Gold, I will give you 10 seconds to tell the chat briefly why you say yes. And if there's a topic there, I'll cover it with y'all real quick. I'll give you 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I don't see. All right, hold on. Here we go. As an advocate of mental health, it's important. Okay, interesting. So you're saying you're an advocate of mental health and it's important what to give somebody a 20th chance? So what I'm not and I know it's not fair that I'm here on the microphone and you're there with just, 5-word chats. So I might not have all the context of what you're saying. So I do want to give you that, homie. But I'm trying to pull on as much of that as possible from what you typed contextually. Mental health is important, yes. Um, but at what point do you have to say, I am not allowed to allow you to affect me and my family because of your mental health? That is not the same as helping somebody through their mental health situations. Um, for example, I had a grandmother that came down with Alzheimer's, right? And she started doing things around the house like she would wash the dishes and she would put the clean dishes in the fridge. She would take groceries instead of putting them in the pantry, she would put them, in the bathroom, right? And she would try to cook, um, and leave the flame off to try to cook and turn it on not to cook, right? So now it's a point of danger. Um, I love my grandmother with all my heart. That's this ink right here. Wait, is it reverse? Can you see it? Wait. Ah, it's tough to get in there. Ah, ah. Anyway, fuck it. I got a LIP rose. I always do LIPs instead of RIPs. Live in peace instead of rest in peace. That's always been a personal thing for me. But anyway, love my grandmother to death. But when my mother made the decision to put my grandmother in a nursing home, I understood because we couldn't manage her anymore. We needed help. We needed somebody else or other professionals, i.e., stay with the parallels, mental health specialists or like a psychiatric ward or something to come in and help because we weren't fit for it. We would eventually come home and the house was going to be burned down or something, right? Real talk. And I think supporting somebody through a mental issue is not the same as accepting somebody in that's hurting you to support their mental health, right? If you are over there shooting at me or hurting my family or disrespecting my children online, I don't think that I'm showing I'm supporting mental health by accepting what you're doing, right? And there also is a self accountability at some point where even if I do take you back as a friend, sometimes you need to go fix that stuff on your own, right? Or outside of me, outside of us. You go out, you fix yourself, you get right, whether that's medication, whether that's a psychiatric ward, whether that's sitting in a corner for a couple months and realizing, damn, I'm burning all these bridges, I'm hurting all these people around me. I need to stop what I'm doing. And then 6 months later, you come back to Jay's and you say, listen, man, I fucked up, right? You got to go fix yourself because that's also me being naive as well. I can't go night and day with you. I can't watch you do what you're doing out in the world and then allow you to just come next to me. I don't think that you're fixed. I don't think that you're rehabilitated. I don't think that you've changed. And I think that somebody like that is dangerous because you got to look at them and say, it's just a matter of time before you do it again. Right. So you have to protect yourself and your family. Your children come before your friends. Right. And I do respect, once again, the mental health. I just think that there's different paths that you have to take to be supportive about mental health when somebody is exhibiting what Kanye is exhibiting. So respect to the chat. I like that one. I like that one. Good conversation, people. Good conversation. All right. Let's go to the hat. Let's go to the island. That is not a good transition at all. Coming off of a serious topic, but as promised, I will deliver a serious topic towards the end of this island god segment. We are here at Aye Verb Day 7. He will never solicit anything. One thing that I've been enjoying to do before I get into the Aye Verb specific day of what I'm targeting, just taking a look out and about and seeing what's going on Twitter. I put this particular tweet up on my screen on purpose because I wanted to land here and shout out my girl Winged. Winged on RBE or Winged off RBE. The work don't stop. She's got cards coming. She's out there still working, putting in that foot to pavement. Scared money don't make no money. Bread presents. She's got her own thing going on called Bread. It's dope so far. I see you working, shorty. This headline seems to be Di the Hennyman versus Trap Bandicoot. I know Di, of course. We know Henny. We know Trap. I know Marvelous. I know Bacon Soda. These are people that were coming through the 1SKs in the brick process. King Shadow, I know. I think I remember Jay Skills. Drop the Ruler, I know. Who else we got here? Power, I know. Who else? Who else? Who else? APE. That's homie. That's with Mr. Mills, right? Right? Yeah. I met a lot of these people and seen a lot of these people's works while they were coming through the brick process, or some of these people that's on this flyer. So she's still providing opportunities and putting in the work. That's dope. Shout out to Winged. All right. Let me go to as soon as I hit the home button, it goes to Hitman is at the top, right? What's Hitman talking about? What's this? Ask Verb, if you don't mind, can I be a guest on his podcast show? The one that he was going to take off, the one he was going to burn battle rap down for and leave us all broke with no money. Ask him whenever y'all get the chance. Yeah, Verb continues to talk about these things that he's about to do. There's one of them that we're going to bring up in a second. He's about to take over. He's powered up. His podcast is about to be this. He's growing land now. His land is his 17 acres is about to make him a millionaire. He's doing movies now. His league is on the way. Every couple of months, he says he's got something that's massive on the way, and we never see it pan out, or we never see him do it. Once again, the boy who cries wolf, or the man who continues to either lie or never follow through with the things that he's telling his fans, that person goes to zero credibility. But this is Hitman, being sarcastic with Verb's actual truth. What's Hitman talking about? I'm gonna get to my Twitter, so I'll leave those alone. Fuck it, I guess we both live off that white girl. Oh shit. So this is probably T-Top with a shot because Aye Verb was on his face talking about, you're a drug dealer, T-Top, you're a drug dealer. And people saying Aye Verb allegedly might be on a substance. So T-Top tweets, fuck it, I guess we both live off that white girl. Oh no, leave T-Top alone, man. You got worse issues going on. Attention to all female battle rappers. Hurry up before you miss Verb event. Tap in with them now. I have one female battle MC, only taking one more. The league is about to begin. Like I never saw it done. Verb has always he's always spewed like woman problems. I want to see if he's going to focus on women on his league. That would be ironic as hell. We'll get into a later day where we get into the Mook third round. All the stuff that he's done on that platform. Was it Bingo or Bigo, whatever? All his stuff around women, right? We're gonna do a day on that down the road. Probably like day 30 something, right? So be careful, ladies, working with Aye Verb, because his history is very, very odd as it pertains to women. Go watch Murder Mook's third round against this man. He walks you through 3 chapters of who Aye Verb may possibly be. Go check it out. What else Holla talking about? Holla said, I'll cash out somebody $100 if you can tell me who all battled on this card. Be careful. Be careful missing me and Holla's tweets, people. We really are sending a bunch of cash apps out lately just to prove a point on Aye Verb. I even sent him a cash app 2 days ago. And as promised, starting this week, I have put together a card for December. And no, I'm not hitting the stage, but I get to sit in the office and get paid to put the right matches and promote. I told y'all again to stop, but you didn't believe. I point, they pay. When was this tweet? When was this tweet? Oh, this is 2023. So you said your league was coming 2023 as well? Damn, we still waiting. This is longer than 50 Cent delivering on the Tammy documentary. Here we are, 20 June 2025, buddy. Oh, so this the set league that you start talking about this year, this is like, it's not new. It's years in the making. I didn't know it took this long to book some battles. Okay. What else Hitman talking about? What did Aye Verb say? He said in 2024, ARP still a Gemini. He is going to say what he thinks is right and stand on it. These not my words at all. They his. Oh, this is Aye Verb being very supportive of how stand up I am as a man, huh? Okay. Okay. Verb be responding to everybody but ARP and Hitman. Yeah, I hope that changes. I'm shaking up his cage and I don't get it. There's no way Verb is going to stop talking about me and Hitman, especially when we are trying to help him pay his bills, because he had no problem doing that before. So what's he talking about on this one? Aye Holla. After this one, should I read this one? I'm gonna get off Holla's Twitter after this. Aye Holla. After the shooting, her hair was braided like 2.5 weeks later. So you mean to tell me they allowed her to put weave near her exit wound? 2 weeks later, you said she was shot in the face and the bullet came out her head. That's what Y said, right? Dispatch said she was grazed, right? Let's post the clip. Post the clip. Let's post the clip. Let's post the clip. That's why I said on Twitter, I said, and then some of y'all dare ask why Holla just wanted to have a conversation with the man in person. Any man that is protective of his family or woman would be enraged by seeing this. He's now engaged to the woman. That's his fiance. She really, really did survive a break-in, which her life could have been lost. She really was shot. She could have left this. Life is precious. You on the internet tweeting this type of stuff. I think it's disgusting. I think it's almost as low level as you can go. I have a bunch of information about you that's almost low level as this. Not as, but almost as low level as this. And I'm trying to stay away from it. I don't want to go there. I feel like somebody like you can make me go there. Like you tweet me something like this, and I'm going beneath the basement. You tweet me something like this, Verb, and the depths that I will go will have no bounds. No bounds. That is disgusting. You know, a couple months, or when they was having this discussion right here, me and Holla was talking. I had tweeted Verb. I was like, yo, you want to do a space to have a conversation about this? I kind of wanted to show him something. Holla had sent me her Cinnamon's medical report, pictures, videos, exit wound pictures. I have it all in my phone. And I wanted to do a space with Verb and just show him, or live with Verb and show him, like, you should stop saying this. Like, this is nasty stuff. Now I don't give a fuck what he says. Like, he want to get himself in trouble, let him. You know what I'm saying? But there was a time where I even was the person on the phone with him, like, yo, how do we figure out a ceasefire? I don't really even fuck with him at that time like that. More so just like associates, like how like you see me book him versus Ill Will or Mickey Fax, right? Didn't treat him like a friend, but at the same time, cool enough where we can have a conversation, you know? And, you know, he ducked it. Ever since we did that fun face-off on my channel that did like 75,000 views where I embarrassed him, he don't like doing anything publicly with me anymore because he knows I hold the cards. He knows he could talk all that shit, but if he got to say it in front or alongside ARP, it's much different. So This is nasty stuff, and this annoys me enough to now get off of Holla's page. Nasty, nasty, nasty. This is who you are, though. Stand on who you are. Apologize for who you are. Change who you are. Continue to be who you are. Your choice, your life. What's going on my Twitter? What's this gold shit? Verify your business. I was about to say I got some gold shit up here. What is that? I don't even know what that would do. Okay. If anybody is not following me on my Twitter, y'all are missing some things. I posted this audio clip this morning. We'll get to it shortly. But yesterday I was heavily on my Twitter expressing some things in Verb's direction. So you guys, if you're on my Twitter, you will get just as much on my videos there as well. Let's see what this one was. All his tweets and past spaces are getting unloaded to us in dump trucks. Yeah. Homie, that called me yesterday. I missed your call and then I called you back and you didn't pick up. Let's try again today. I'm very curious as why you hit me up. I have an idea why you did. Spooky thing is what y'all are seeing is still actually stalling him out. Only if y'all knew. This is somebody saying stole him out. Okay. What else was I saying yesterday? Let me go to my. Oh, this is me and JC. JC says, just watch ARP's podcast. Wow. He dead ass not playing, shaking my head. And you see me say here, what's good, Jay? Handshake emoji. Shout out to JC. ARP, please take your foot off the pedal. I mean, oh, this is a funny one. Monday, it was go ask goods, go ask goods, go ask goods. Wednesday, it was, man, they all together. I don't care what goods say. I stand by myself. All right. What's this one? LOL, he don't know talent though. Name someone he's found in the past decade. As if it was about the talent. He just needed employment. He has his moments similar to when he posts features or cheap battles around Christmas time. I can't knock the hustle though. Gotta keep up that 17 acres at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm being an asshole here. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is when I tweeted out, Verb, I am in the process of taking over your name on YouTube to the point where you type in just Aye Verb, it'll land on my channel in the top search. And I posted a picture of it. And as you see at the top here, I searched Aye Verb, and my shit comes up first. And he comes up under me. And then Battle Rap Trap came up third. And a couple people started doing it. And they were replying to it saying, oh shit, it's happening on my device too. ARP really is taking over Aye Verb's name on YouTube. And I also tweeted, listen, man, I'll give it back to you for 10%. Oh, bad. Yeah, that's bad. Let me go to some of my replies real quick and then we'll move on. We'll get into the direct topic. What's some of my replies? What was I talking with the folks out there in the community? Let me see. This is ugly. This is real ugly. Where's the one from Floss the Boss? He showed it on his. Here it is right here. He showed it right here. Look, he did his search. Yeah, who came up first? It's not just my device, buddy. Look, there's Floss the Boss doing it in real time on his phone and saying, oh shit, he really is. Shout out to Floss. Yeah, this was the tweet. Do you realize I'm in the process of taking over your name on YouTube? Buddy. All right, y'all ready to get into more of what it says in the title? Let's do it. Let me stop on my page though. Let me leave that there because I'm gonna have to come back to that for a second. So you see the title says he will never solicit anything. Here's the thing about solicitation with Verb. I feel like it's his new favorite word or something. That's like one of his narratives. I just want to step on it real quick. Verb continues this thing of I don't call y'all call me. Hitman called me to go on stage, and that was the beginning of our problems. Lie. I will show in one of these days that how big of a lie that is. But solicit, y'all solicit me, yeah. Anytime from now on, when Verb says the word solicit, he read that in the dictionary, and now he's turned out by it. Anytime he says the word solicitation, I want y'all to start calling him Cap. Solicit, you are a pay verb. You are the greatest hustler in the battle rap culture, right? How is everybody's just soliciting you? And if they solicit you, then shit, they damn near in the right business-wise, because one thing that you saw yesterday was the man made himself a whole $1,000. A whole $1,000 in 2017 to battle gyms. So shit, if that's what you're giving up from being solicited, then everybody call this man. All right? $1,000 yesterday we showed. What was going on with you and the URL's talent scout job? Was you fronting? Was you stunting? Or were you still soliciting? Curious.
Aye Verb, you empowered now. How did that happen?
Oh, I'm definitely empowered.
What happened,
We're
yo?
gonna do a video later, though.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna see it?
Oh, you there with it right now?
No. We're gonna do a video with the staff later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna show y'all what's up.
Okay. Oh, y'all doing the video, not we.
Oh, I'm staff.
Them, y'all important people doing the video.
No, I got a new job.
Oh, for real? That's what's up.
He said, I'm saying I got a new job. I'm staff now. That's called solicitation. You want to know why that's solicitation? Because you were talking it into existence. You were praying it into existence. You were begging it into existence using people's platforms like Battle Rap Trap. That's what you were doing. You weren't staff. You weren't hired. You had no contract. You had no agreement. URL never hired you to be a talent scout or none of that shit. The video that you said here that you was going to do with the staff, we never saw it, right? So what you're doing in videos like this is you're trying to talk it into existence, aka soliciting it. You're putting it out there for URL to pick up. You're trying to show them, hey, I'm available for this. And people, I lie on no man. And the moment he calls any of these haymakers in any of these days a lie, I will come off the drives. Okay? He did the same thing to me. He called me one day and he asked me if I would be interested in bringing him on into RBE as a talent scout. He gave me this whole elaborate plan. He talked about all these artists that he already had relationship with, like I think Bars Major, I think was one of them, and a bunch of people. He said he was going to run around and start supporting and everything. And if I allowed him to come into RBE with this elaborate plan of his, and I worked out some type of payment structure with him, he would raise RBE up through the roof. I was pretty much already retired. I was just like, what? But I listened to him just being a cool guy on the phone, just listen to him. And then I told him all the reasons why I was curving and nah, I'm not interested. And even if we did it, this would need to change. And that's not really how I think things would work out. And even when he was talking about money, he was asking me to allocate him pools of money. And I was then telling him from a real business standpoint how that doesn't turn. If you give me $10,000 ARP, I can take that and then do all of this. And I'm just like, there's no return in any of that, but you're welcome to go do it for the set on your own and stop soliciting the shit to RBE and URL, right? Solicit. Everybody solicits him. He solicits nobody. Okay. Speaking of solicitation, you want to know what would be crazy is if the history of solicitation would even be how I met the fucking guy. I met him from soliciting his services. That's how I met Aye Verb. Anybody remember their history? This is how I fucking met the guy.
If you're interested in the verse, $75 verses from October 31st to November 3rd. Email Captain Marketable, CaptainMarketable, captainmarketable@gmail.com, or you can hit me on Twitter at Aye Verb. You want the 1 round chance of a lifetime, whoever it is, I'm gonna bang on one of you no-name niggas. Whichever one of you niggas want that casket, so y'all want to see if it's real with me, I'm doing a special. One person gonna get an opportunity of a lifetime.
Me and my brother knew it.
So, old video, still on the channel, didn't go anywhere. There's a lot of your spaces. There's a lot of your tweets. There's even your old Twitter. The at Aye Verb, I have a lot of that shit. The Twitter that you were suspended from before you started the Island God, I have a lot of it. I looked at some of it this morning. You have a lot of old interviews, blogs, spaces, tweets that contradict your whole life. Everything that you want to show the people you stand on, it's contradicted out there already. And that's why these dump trucks are just offloading to us. But I don't even need all that stuff. The stuff that I already remember and have, like videos like that. That's how I met you, buddy. I literally watched this video online like the rest of the world and said, he just jumped on camera and said, I will do a $75 verse for anybody that wants to do music. And I will do a $1,500 booking if anybody wants to book me for a 1 round versus an up and comer. And then me and Shata's over here saying, we got this concept of blood, sweat, and tears before we even had a name of it. But the first card was called New Year Order. And that's where you get these blood, sweat, and tears type of matches for our first card ever. You get a Sway versus a Raw. You get a Aye Verb versus a Adi Boom. You get a Goods versus a Danger Zone. I saw this video and I said, shit, $1,500. And I'm over here working with Youngin. Adi Boom was at the time, we're formulating this front line. You got Adi Boom, you got Show Off, you got Jims, you got Oops, you got Mr. Mills, you got this. You see what I'm saying? We're already formulating out this little front line movement with RBE, with this different approach of blood, sweat, and tears and mixing the tiers, up and comers versus top tier talent, right? And here goes a legend already that wants to battle an up and comer, and he's soliciting it for $1,500. Shit, I might have even do him a little extra on top of that. Let me take a look at something. Hold on. Let me see what he actually got paid for that. Oh, another contract. All right, let's go back to back days with contracts. Talent booking, Aye Verb. Every contract that I bring up on screen is going to look different because my contracts have evolved for 12 years, literally. Like you saw yesterday, had a whole bunch of highlights in it. This one looks a little bit different. They just continue to, as you learn the game, as you learn the battlers, as you learn the surrounding factors, the other leagues and all type of shit, my contracts have continued to evolve. But this is a New Year Order, our first contract. I might put this on eBay. Who wants to buy an Aye Verb, the original? Damn, this could have been some NFT type shit. All right. Saturday, Sunday, within January 2014. Okay. Battle rap show. He didn't get $1,500 from me. He actually got $2,000. He got a $500 bonus on top of his solicitation. Not bad, Verb. You must have did some decent negotiation. Either that or I threw it. Threw it in extra just to make sure that I got a good performance, because I've done that with artists, including Aye Verb before as well. Down payment to the artist, $1,000. Not bad for the Adi Boom 1 rounder. Did he sign it? He did sign it. I'm just making sure. He signed it in November of 2013. Okay, just making sure that it was a signed contract. All right, cool. Solicitation. There's one more that I want to play, and then I want to get into a more important topic, because Aye Verb did show me some ignorance yesterday. He is a very ignorant person, but there's a broader picture that I need to express on the channel. But let me get to this audio that I put on my Twitter this morning. I grabbed, hold on. Let me show y'all, because I don't ever want to be the bluff artist. I like when I say things, people to actually believe me. Hold on. So one of the drives that I showed y'all the other day, right? I showed y'all 3 drives. This one right here, that is 14 terabytes, right? You see the box is empty, right? See it's empty. There's no drive in here, because it's all the way over there plugged in, right? So this morning I plugged it in, and I said, let me just grab a little small smidget off the drive for today's stream. Just something small, something light, right? And I put it on my Twitter. What time did I post it? Let me share my Twitter so you guys can see. You guys can see my Twitter. I'm on it right now. Okay, hold on. Let me go on the big screen. right? If you go into the media section of my Twitter, here it is right here.
Like I told them yesterday.
Hold on.
Like I told them.
Pause. When did I post this? See the date? Can y'all see this at the top? 5:27 a.m. June 25th. I posted this morning. I just wanted to upload it just so I can show y'all on the screen on the stream. That's it. Little light, 53 seconds. This AI that's gonna come. Watch. This AI audio fell in my hands somehow at some point, and I just tossed it on the drive. I don't know. I don't remember how I came into possession of this audio, right? But I only snipped out 53 seconds of it. I could have swore when I looked at the file, it was about 48 minutes long. 48. I don't remember how I fell into possession of it. Plus, I think it's AI. Even though I don't know if AI was really around back in the time of what he's saying here, but I wanted to snip out 53 seconds of a 48-minute file just so I could see what's going on.
Like I told them yesterday, and I called them back and I told them, you're not gonna take the iron match from me. It ain't gonna happen. Of course, tempers flying. See what I was saying was, okay, here go the thing. The thing is, like, and I thought personally, it ain't because they want to buy the match from me, and
what?
I'm not on that. I'm not saying, yo, here, that's not what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Okay, for some reason, they want Iron and Verb. That's a fact. Behind me and Lux. You know what I'm saying? So, what I told them respectfully was, I'm not gonna take Iron on your stage if I'm and take it off dude's stage. That I'm not gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
That would be good business in
Yeah,
a way, right?
that would make them live.
Like I told them yesterday, and I called them back and I told them.
Let's pause it. You see when I said at the end, that would make them liable, right? That is spooky. I played it earlier, and there was also a piece where Aye Verb says, they offered me double of what you paid me. There's two things I want to mention here. Number one, is it possible that this audio also reflects a conversation around Drake? Or was that the day before? You just got to shake up the cage and let people know I'm not the bluff guy. That's you. I'm not trying to scare you off the mound. React, do, say, front, lie, act as you choose. I told you you got the right one based on how you have carried yourself. And I've always known who I was dealing with. Always. I've always known who I was dealing with. Even as we continue to do business. Once you show me who you are, I move accordingly. They don't call me a wolf in sheep's clothing for nothing. I will sit there and smile in your face and let you lie to me and say, okay, you think you lying to me. But that line is really in the opposite direction. Go ahead and line up ARP. He don't see it. He's stupid. He don't got no intuition. He's not from where you from. He's the silver spoon guy. Give me a second. We'll get there. Also, I just want to throw this out there as well, right? Because this clips like this isn't about RBE and URL, right? Those chapters are closed. Nobody cares anymore. We done been through fights, promotions, we spats and lawsuits and everything. Nobody cares anymore from our sides as much as we used to. We will never get along. We will never support each other. We will never shake hands, ever. But nobody cares about, nobody's living in the past anymore, okay? It's a move on thing, all right? Finally, just move on, everybody. That doesn't mean that I'm not a historian. That doesn't mean that conversation is not conversation. That doesn't mean that while I'm in the midst of talking about a verb, I'm still not going to speak about things that have happened in the past. There were times in battle rap where stuff like this not being out allowed me to have the reputation of he's just some attacker, right? Or he's just emotional, or he just wants to be number one, or whatever. When you got battle rappers come, let's say hypothetically Verb was lying, because Verb does tell a lot of lies. Let's say hypothetically though, if you're in my shoes and you have battle rappers coming to you saying that a contracted battle that you have, somebody is coming to them and offering them double to buy it from you, from the artist, and say, cancel it there and bring it to me so that we don't disrupt this other thing that we want to do, right? Or do anything in front of it, right? How would you react if you was me? Would you protect your business and your contract and your deposit? Would you scream to high hell? Would you get transparent in the public? Would you feel away? Would you be upset? Or would you just tuck your tail, be quiet, and say, well, fuck, let me just get bullied by the artist or allegedly who? Which one would you do, people? I've had that reputation at times, but this is the type of stuff behind the scenes. Let's say, once again, let's say allegedly Aye Verb was lying. Let's say he's lying. Or let's say this is AI, right? That's a better one. It's AI. It's AI. If I told you I have 20 more calls like this, or texts like this, of when somebody is saying, yo, niggas trying to rob you. I think me standing up and speaking out was the right thing to do. Right? And I do definitely understand that there's battlers like this that are also pit parties against each other. Okay? They will stand there, they will tell me, fuck them. Then we'll go to them and say, fuck him. Right? Pieces of shit people. But when the war starts, they're nowhere to be. They're not on neither front line when these wars are going on. Cowards. Cowards. It's cowardly business. It's cowardly behavior. But AI shows what type of people some people are. Did the Iron and Aye Verb battle happen? This is why I say you and Holla are not the same. When it was his turn, I might have audio, I might have texts, I might have stuff about Hitman and Bill Collector. And allegedly, when it was his turn, you know what he did? He was a fucking man about business. But I got to save that for that day. Like Hitman and Bill Collector. And I don't want to go anywhere close to the Drake or the Iron Solomon battle day, because there's more stuff that I want to bring with that. This is just the solicitation day. So I got to leave all that stuff alone. Let me take this down. Here's something that's important to talk about. Aye Verb would ignorantly talk about a silver spoon, an opportunity. First things first, you don't never let no money turn you out. If you can be purchased, then you will be one of those artists that doesn't know how to conduct good business. You will burn bridges. You will break relationships. You will earn yourself the karma that somebody like Verb is living through right now, right? You do unto others. You don't steal from people. You don't take something that you haven't earned. You don't take something that's not deserving, okay? And you don't run around trying to justify it of, we all are from the fucking hood, most of us. You don't justify it with where you from. About, oh, I'm going to get that, I'm going to do that, I'm going. You sign that contract, you shake that hand, you give that man your word, you stand on it. I can't wait until we get to the Iron Solomon day. You stand on it. Or else you're not a man. This is what men teach your children, teach your sons how to be men. We're not perfect. We might not be able to deliver on something that we promised, but you damn sure make the fucking effort. Every effort. And you don't let a dollar turn you. That's for prostitutes. A prostitute won't want to sit there all night getting worn out by 50 men that she's not even attracted to, but the dollar is there. That's a prostitute. Verb exhibits behavior like a prostitute. There's so many days we're going to walk through. The Bonnie one, like there's so many days. It's not even a challenge to do 40 days on him. It's not a challenge because I have too much content for him, too much reminders, too many examples. It's too easy. Just the lives. I can do 40 edited and 40 live. Here's the gem though. Silver spoon. This is for you, Verb. Well, the whole segment is, but silver spoon. People, let's break the ignorant misconception about a silver spoon being a bad thing. Now, me personally, was I born with a silver spoon in my mouth? Fuck no. Fuck no. I was initially my first home that my parents put me into after I was born in Manhattan, and we took residence in Staten Island, was in New Brighton, Staten Island. My Staten Islanders know what I'm talking about. Okay. After that, moved pretty much in the Elm Park, Port Richmond area. Right. Lived on by Morningstar, by Richmond Terrace. These are my school. If you pull it up on Zillow, it's like a 2. It's like a 2 out of 10. Right. And Star pulled that. Star was, shout out to Star. Star was like, yo, where's he from? I was like, the same place where Kawasi held his family hostage. Like, like, what are you talking about? Oh shit, I never said his full name. I said K back on those streams. My bad. Damn. I didn't even mean that was really a mistake just now. That was really a mistake. But most of us didn't grow up with a silver spoon. I grew up in a single parent household. You know, mom's bust her ass to provide as much as possible. By the time I was, you know, like a junior in high school, most of the clothes and shit that we was wearing, we was stealing from Macy's. All right. Me, La, Reem. We would leave school, get on the bus, take trips to the mall, you know, go into that dressing room with 1 pair of baggy pants, come out with 5 pairs underneath. You know what I'm saying? Sneaker Stadium was an easy lick. That's how we used to dress up. We was fly as shit. You know what I'm saying? But nobody around here was born with no silver spoons. I don't, you know, nobody get offended by shit like that. I really want to correct what's important though. There's no problem if you know somebody that was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. It's no problem to raise your child with a silver. You know what a silver spoon represents? It represents opportunity. Any mother or father would love to start his child at the middle of the race instead of at the starting line where everybody else is. There's a billion kids at the starting line. If I can start my child in the middle of the race or even close to the finish line, metaphorically speaking, that's the handing over of a business. That's the handing down of a trust fund. That's the handing over of a savings account or some type of asset, stocks and bonds. You do that. Classic quote from Gilly the Kid is, if you grew up in the projects, that means your parents were fucked up. That's just reality. That's just reality. Okay? Here's the difference. The difference is making that child that has a lifestyle and is born into a world of opportunity because of what the parents have built and what the parents are providing. The difference is ensuring that that child values a dollar and also understands right from wrong, understands integrity, understands responsibility. but you still trace back to that power of $1 and value of $1. The person that is just like on some Adrian Broner or Floyd Mayweather shit, just walking around tearing up $100 bills on stream just to be cool. You know, that's not necessarily valuing $1. It's like a little clout Instagram shit, right? I like to see the billionaire that still says, nah, I know it's only $10,000, but I'm gonna save it. It's not worth it. Even at $10,000 in his world is like $1 to us. Okay. The value of $1 is what matters to teach these kids, as well as grown men. Verb doesn't understand this, so a grown man needs to learn as well. There's nothing wrong with bringing these new generations into this world with a silver spoon. Actually, it is our job as parents to not grow them up in the fucking projects where you claim you're from. Every generation is supposed to be better. Every generation is supposed to be stronger. Every generation is supposed to be more advanced and have more opportunity, or else you failed as a parent. That's our job. So, if you have the opportunity to provide somebody with the silver spoon, do it and complement that by teaching the values that go along with it. Now you got the win-win. Because I don't want none of mine starting at the beginning of the race. Okay? Not me. You can put yours there. Ignorant piece of. I hate ignorance of that level. Because he spreads that shit and stupid people listen to him. Don't become Kanye. Dickhead. All right. We off the island. Chat, y'all with me? Shout out to FD Johnson. Drops the super, says the famous battle rapper we once knew is looking paranoid, is now spiraling. Lyrics. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad we're watching for this guy. Black 916 Jesus, a member for 14 months. That's an OG. Shout out to Black, man. I appreciate you. We got another super coming in from Mindful Real IT. Thank you for the super. Says, thank you, Verb, for unlocking God tier ARP. Battle rap vlog mode again. I'm living for this 40-day ether. Salute ARP on behalf of the battle rap community. I think I was doing okay just talking about the stuff I was talking about. I know 90+% of the subscribers on this channel come from battle rap, right? And we are building a new subscriber base as well with the Sorry Shoe podcast. I know it's a transition. It's going to take time. It's a brick by brick stovetop approach. But I know a lot of people that subscribe to this channel is like, finally, the old shit that I like the new stuff, but I really want the old stuff. I get it, Hovey. I get it. And that's why I say I owe y'all continuing to mix in more battle rap topics. But the Aye Verb shit, sadly for him, is something that everybody is cheering me on for. And it just shows how disliked he is and how much people are tired of him acting the way that he's been acting. They're tired of him. They want him to get the fuck on. People just want you to leave. Battlers, some league owners, fans, people just want you to leave. Well, not bloggers, because they're like, you can sit there and keep talking stupid shit. I'm gonna blog on you and make money off of your stupid ass. But people like they really are sick of him, you know. So he got the right one. All right, let's move on. I missed this one yesterday. My apologies. I needed to jump off the stream after we discussed our island topic. But I think it was interesting to catch Joey Badass's take post-battle with Daylight.
Versus everybody.
Yo, I mean, honestly, that's the narrative that the media created. But like, it could stay that way. You know, it's up. Like, one thing about me, bro, I'm never going back down. Mm-hmm. I don't back down.
And you've been coming at me. I don't do. Damn, that's crazy. You've been, displaying.
Oh yeah.
Because I just said some wild shit. Ain't too many people responding. We ain't got to say no names. But why?
It's competitive, bro. And all right, I'll tell you a few things. So people don't really know how deep the Joey and TDE rabbit hole goes. You got to understand, these are my guys for real. Mm-hmm. Like, I've been on tour with Q. I've been on tour with Absol. Like, we share tattoos. We share homies. You know what I'm saying? Like, pause. Like, you know what I mean? But it's a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? So when we start talking about competition and the love for the game, this shit is a sport to us. You know what I'm saying? Like we all want to be the best. Like this ain't a Kendrick thing. I don't got nothing against Kendrick. Like I love Kendrick. Kendrick the homie. Every time me and Kendrick see each other, it's love, it's respect, it's mutual. This just about Joey feeling like he the one. And you know, somebody in that one spot. So that happened to be the focal point. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, just like for him. And it's like, honestly, I know Dot respected. I know he respected.
So you saying this is more some old school shit?
It's more some absolutely. But like some new school shit though. We doing it in a new way.
What I'm saying is because the new school now is you diss me, I shoot you, and then I put you in a pack and I rap about it, and I actually rap about the crime that I did. Oh, I shot you and you fell by the Honda.
I tell you what, this ain't no new school, old school shit. This some real man shit.
But what I'm saying is,
this some grown shit, some mature shit.
What I'm saying is old school. What I'm saying is it was more of like basketball. Nigga, you think you better than me?
Nah, I get what you're
Okay, let's get on the court.
Fact.
Jay-Z and Nas.
And that's what it is.
You feel what I'm saying? LL Cool J and Cool Mo D. Your KRS-One and what's my man? Damn, Lo, what's my man name? KRS-One, who he was born? Shan. You feel it was more of we could see who the best, let the people decide who the best, and that's
we're gonna
what
handle
it
our
is.
business and we're gonna move on.
Right.
And we might piece it up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be cool later. Like, yeah, that's what it is to me. It's like, bro, and it go back to what I said, like, I don't really got like no ego like that. I mean, of course, everybody got an ego. I don't want to sound like I'm just a fucking monk nigga, because I'm not. But to me, it's like I'm fair game. A lot of my life is on display. So like what I show is on display for people to judge, for people to whatever. So even with the recent sparring that I just undertook, bro, I don't feel no way about nothing I was said. And I feel like niggas started taking off their gloves, but I kept my gloves on the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Just to display like, this is really what it is for me. Like, it's about the sport. It's about the competition. It's about the love for the game, bro. It's like, I'm a competitor. I love this shit.
And I just want to put that out.
I want to dunk on anybody. That's how I feel. We getting on the track together. You could be my mans, bro. Like, just like when we get on that court. Don't you want to win? If we play one-on-one,
nigga, cook the shit out you.
Right. Nigga, cross you up, hit you with all that. Throw you on the grill with the A1 sauce, all that. You know what I'm saying? But then after that, we're going to break bread. You know what I'm saying? We're going to politics. So I don't see why it's any different. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, I think lyrical warfare is great for the sport, B. It's like nobody getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like at least it's not intentional if people do get hurt. You know what I'm saying? But the intention is there. Like, this is for the culture. This is for the sport. Let's keep this shit right.
It's a different time.
Nah, it is a different time. And I understand that, but it's like, you gotta, like me, bro, I haven't said nothing for this whole year.
Niggas can't take that L. Niggas feelings.
But you know what?
In today's time.
I tell you what, I take it all the way back, right? Like when I dropped Rulers back and I said too much West Coast dick like it, I watched the whole world. Like what I say and what you think I said is two different things. And I watched the whole world spin my shit out of context. I watched everybody feel away. Oh, he's saying fuck the West Coast, this at the third. But I'm like, cool. Cause it's like, yo, for me, I ain't backing down. So like if niggas want to make it about some shit like that, then cool, I bet. What y'all got? Bring it. I know what I meant and I know what my intention was. Everybody, bro, first of all, niggas gotta understand is it's a Hove line, right?
I mean, no.
Of course, y'all niggas know. If Hove never said that line, I would never said it. I'm an artist and I'm a great artist. So of course I knew the timing was impeccable. The timing was remarkable for me to use that line. Nigga, it wasn't a better fucking time to re-earth that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, personally, I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I know those are my niggas. You know what I'm saying? Or my niggas know that they my niggas and I'm their homie and shit. So I know they ain't gonna take no offense by it. I ain't gonna lie. The only oversight that I made was I did not expect that it was gonna land on the doorstep of so many people who wasn't tapped in with who I was. And I think that's where it got spun out of context. People like, who the fuck is this nigga? Like, talk about boom, boom, boom. Like, nigga, fuck this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta stand up for myself. I'm like, all right, I ain't about to come on Twitter like, yo, I ain't mean it like that. Yo, no disrespect. Nah, I already know it's no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I'm very much, when you see me, we can have a conversation. I ain't gonna jump on Twitter, go back and forth with niggas like, oh, nah, I ain't mean it like this. Nah, I know what I meant, but if niggas wanna take it out of context, let them take it out of context. Let them be crash dummies. Let them go right ahead. And at the same time, me being a true sportsmanship player in this game, I'm like, I respect it. If niggas feel away like I was coming at their side and they want to respond back, defend their side, I respect it.
Let's play ball.
Let's play ball. As you should, my nigga. Here's an opportunity for you. Some nigga talking wild about your block. Fuck out of here, nigga. Like, nigga, I welcome that shit. You know what I'm saying? Even though I just came through, bing, bing, bing. I wasn't really like directing the shots at nobody. I was just like, yo, what up? Bye, bye, bye. I'm outside, nigga. You know what I mean? But then, shit, niggas started directing at me. So I said, all right, bet. That's it. And that's just how I look at it, B. But like I said, everything that got said about me, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not offended. I don't feel away. I think it was fun. I had a lot of fun. Like, the homie, shout out to the homie Daylight. I don't know Ray Vaughn personally, but shout out to him as well. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a great moment for everybody. I think it was a great moment for hip hop. But, you know, there's levels to this shit.
How good was that response? I ain't gonna lie. That interview alone makes me more of a fan and a supporter of Joey Badass. He just gave the absolute perfect response to everything involved, as far as the controversy, as far as the battle, as far as the competition of it, as far as how he was taken out of context. It didn't sound like he was backtracking on nothing. I mean, this was such a perfect response. It seems so organic. It seems so real. It seems so unscripted. I am that much more of a Joey Badass fan from that interview take right there. Hip hop. It's hip hop, man. It's hip hop. We don't want it to get out of context. I mean, when it gets a little bit too far and we get all the controversy flying around, people be here for it. Everybody knows controversy sells. Controversy gets the most clicks, right? We know that. But there's still a lot of us that just like, hey, we just wanted the hot parts to drop and then it'd be over. And then we could just run around with our winners and just live out one of the biggest battle, or the impact-wise biggest rap battle of all time with Kendrick and Drake. All the UMG stuff or whatever, yeah, we're going to talk about, we're going to cover, it becomes controversy, it becomes messy, but that's not really what we wanted. Nobody was listening to Euphoria or listening to Family Matters at that point in the battle and say, I can't wait until this shit was over so we can get to this lawsuit. Like, no fan was thinking that. You know, so even the highly famous and legacy touted East Coast versus West Coast and New York versus LA, you know, too much West Coast dick lit and Snoop coming through and kicking over the buildings and shit like Prodigy drop a gem on them, and of course the hit 'em ups and the who shotches and the this is if we didn't lose some of these people, man, it creates such peak hip hop. Some of the most peak moments in hip hop are competitive based. You know, when Foxy and Lil Kim, do y'all remember, for real, all bullshit aside, if you was there, do y'all remember how big Foxy Brown was and how big Lil Kim was as just independent artists? Do y'all forget? This is before Nicki Minaj. Do y'all forget how much we paid attention to Foxy Brown and Lil Kim? When they battled, it shut shit down. Jay-Z and Nas, it was like finally Pac and Big, and like they say, KRS-One and MC Shan and LL Cool J and Cannabis, and the list goes on and on. Eminem or G Unit versus everybody. You know, you remove the lawsuits and you remove the fights and you remove the shootings and all that. What it does in hip hop is it raises things through the fucking roof. You know, I want to cut this Clips album on and hear Pusha T taking shots at Travis Scott, and I want to see Travis Scott respond. I do. Hip hop is always rooted in competition, man. You know, even Kid and Play, best friends, will get in there and see who's better. Who y'all got winning that battle, Kid or Play? I ain't gonna lie, I always had Kid winning that battle. All right. All right, let's move on. I owed y'all this one from yesterday as well. What? Antonio Brown left the country, it says. Former NFL wide receiver Antonio Brown, who's wanted by authorities in Miami-Dade County on a criminal charge of attempted murder related to a shooting at a celebrity boxing event in May, says he left the country. I'm out of the country. Ain't no more child support. Tell your mama get a job, Brown wrote on Twitter Saturday night. The warrant, which was signed by a judge on June 11th, lists a charge of attempted murder with a firearm and calls for Brown to post a $10,000 bond and remain under house arrest pending trial. Brown, 36, claims he was the victim of an assault and acted out of self-defense. The warrant cannot be executed if Brown remains out of the U.S. Now, the last time we covered this, when the warrant actually came down, we said, oh shit, right? Especially after seeing his homie or his ex-friend do that interview with TMZ. And we was like, oh shit, this may not just be a robbery attempt going wrong. Oh shit, footage coming out that don't look good for him. This is bad for you, homie. This is bad. One thing during that stream that I said was the warrant was issued, and already, I didn't even know this happens. There's already a $10,000 bond stipulation included. We all used to, you get arrested, whether it's that morning or when the weekend is over, you see the judge gets presented the case, he sees what's going on, and he just says, all right, here's bail set or whatever. If you're gonna get bail, then you go back into holdings, and then you start making your phone calls, or if people was there in court to see what happened with your judgment, right? Now we know, all right, let's call the bail bondsman. We know the terms that the judge just gave. He wasn't even arrested yet, and there's already being said, you got a $10,000 bail stipulation. So what did I say? I said, shit, that sounds kind of sweet. You have a warrant for your arrest for an attempted murder. So you can set up some of your affairs, pass little money around, make sure everything's good, walk in there, right? Get processed, sit down for a day, maybe two, send your bail bondsman with that $10,000 and come out. It says house arrest, but shit, I'd rather be out there than in there, right? And then, you got to fight. You got to count down to your trial, but you're outside. As Little Dirk went to the board 5 times trying to get bond. Diddy tried to get bond. Like you had it from the jump. So now when they get their hands on him, you think they're going to give him bail? They're going to say, no, this is one of the reasons why we kept Little Dirk and we didn't give him bond, because you look like a flight risk. He just showed you. And you post to your Twitter about some legalities, not the murder, but child support, talking about, well, no more baby mama shit or whatever. I'm out the country. So you're telling people on your Twitter that you will leave to duck your legal obligations. They're not going to give you a bond again. Are you going to stay out the country forever? Are you going to come back and try to live under the radar and walk around with a wig and shit? Pull a Chi Ali, leave New York and pop up in Atlanta wearing fucking dreadlocks? Like, this is spooky. Now, if he's going to allegedly pull a Steven Seagal and stay out of the country in a place that don't give a fuck about working with the United States or extradite to the United States, like a Russia, then by all means, man, if you're good out there, you're good out there. That's your choice. But for this warrant to come down and then you to skip and then post about fuck what's going on back home, you bold, man. They always say he was kind of like a problem child, right? Controversial person. You bold. You bold, dude. But you got it. You got it. We're going to see what happens with that. Speaking of bold people in jail, I did see the joint with 607 Unk and 4 extras on the No Jumper podcast. The No Jumper podcast has been kind of quiet ever since the Big U indictment. I haven't really seen any explosive content. They're one of the biggest media platforms, right? I haven't seen anything that's been worth paying too much attention to since the Big U indictment, right? To be honest. But I did see this going around with 607 Unk. How 607 Unk has gotten this popular is kind of hilarious, right? I mean, we know why. It's the laugh at you, not with you type of thing, and character that he does. He's just a whole character. Yeah, that was the perfect word. But this guy 4 extras, man.
On Vernon Avenue, nigga. I don't know what they thought. They thought I was coming back, bitch. On Vernon Avenue, I'm out dead, homie. Nigga, exhale. Oh, look, I done told that motherfucker up, ran it up. Come out here and tear back up. To all the hater niggas and hating bitches. On Vernon Avenue, I'm back, bitch. Off the back, I'm back, bitch. I'm about to run it up. Vernon Avenue, who I'ma call tonight? Dead homies off the back, I'm out, bitch. On Vernon Ave, nigga, on the dead homies. Chris on the thing, dead homies. I'm out, bitch. Which I thought I was gonna stay in that motherfucker? Nigga, that's out, dead homies. Tore that motherfucker up. Called destruction, took over modules, fuck niggas over, dead homies, I'm back, bitch, on hood, and I'm about to run it up, dead homies, niggas, break the internet, dead homies, and fuck niggas over on 4-0, Prince on the Fig, bitch, I'm back, bitch, they done fucked up and let the wrong nigga out, dead homies, gonna be a lot of problems out here, I'm back, Off the back, bitch, I'm back on Vernon Avenue crib. Chris on the thing. It's the hood day. You done fucked up. Vernon Avenue or nothing. Vernon Avenue, dead homies. They done fucked up and let me out this motherfucker. Dead homies about to be a whole lot of problems. I'm about to knock your bitch ass out too, Aaron the plumber. Vernon Avenue, nigga, I'm back, bitch. Off the back, I'm back. Vernon Avenue or nothing. Back out, dead homies, let me out that motherfucker. Ain't mate, they slap you, nigga. Hit on that motherfucker. Look at that motherfucker. Zoom in on that motherfucker. Vibrating already. Vernon Avenue. I don't know why they think they can get me. They can't get me on the dead homies. They not gonna stop me, dead homies. I'm gonna keep on that motherfucker. You gonna put me there. I'm gonna tear that motherfucker up. Come back out here. Tear the streets up. Tear the internet up. Dead homies, I'm a bitch on Vernon Avenue.
If Revolving Door ever had a spokesperson, right? Hey, 4 extras, man. Make sure you're at least getting a check from Adam 22. This is what Adam 22 will definitely leverage. It's like almost the monkey, you know. Don't get, should I say, don't get taken advantage of? Are you taking advantage of yourself? I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. Make sure you're getting paid from No Jumper, man. He enjoys putting this type of stuff on Front Street for his podcast. And some of it is actually entertaining, but I just don't know. This is the first time in today's stream I'm kind of speechless. Man. Life is precious and freedom is priceless. Dude, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to say. All right. Hope y'all enjoyed today's stream. When I chop this one down right here, I'm going to close this one up and I'm going to get the chapters in the timeline for y'all. Put the timestamps in here for y'all. Shout out to our beautiful mod Jay and moderator. Also member of the channel who also puts timestamps in the comments. But I also put them in the description. So you guys get them in both spots because I understand that we cover multiple topics at times, do an hour plus streams. I said like an hour 30. We're at 142. I was close. But hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Tweet me, what do you want the Aye Verb Day 8 to be? And it's nowhere near time to do the Iron Solomon or the Gerald, the Gerald McCoy or the Loaded Lux or the Murder Mook or the Iron Solomon. It's nowhere time to do any of that. We're only in day 7, right? It's nowhere time to do any of that stuff. Well, I mean, it can be, you know, because I will come to the line and call an audible if need be. But reality is we're just scratching the surface and it's already pretty bad for the guy as far as the reality of who he is that we're showing. Will there still be court today for Diddy? I don't know now. I don't know. We'll keep our eyes on it. And I will jump into the checks and balances chat today and catch up with the war room of what's going on in there. Shout out to y'all. I know there's a lot of stuff in there. I probably got to make sure that we cover as a team. So yeah, I will catch y'all bright and early. Check out the Spotify link in the description. Share the podcast, like the podcast, comment videos below, please. Let's keep this moving in the right direction. And I got y'all.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry Street Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.